How do I tell my boyfriend I slept with his brother? Update. Hello. Just wanted to let everyone know that the conversation went okayish. We met and went on a walk through a park like some of you suggested. I made sure to tell him everything straight up while also not getting into the specific details. I also told him how much I liked being with him. When I was finished, he told me he appreciated me being open and telling him right away, but that he has to think about what it meant for us. He said that he needs to take some time to think about how he feels and to talk to his brother, and that he'll contact me soon. I guess it could have gone worse. I understand his feelings and I'm glad he's gonna take time to think about it, 'cause I'd hate to go further into the relationship just for him to realize it isn't fine years later. Thank you all SM for your advice, it really helped. If anyone has any advice about the future of either scenario, I'd love to hear it. Thanks. I, 23F, have been dating this guy, 24M, for just over 3 months. We really click and always have an amazing time together. I'm a bit of a commitment phobe, so I haven't been in many long-term relationships, but I really think I see this going somewhere, which never happens. This afternoon he invited me to a barbecue his parents were hosting because he wanted me to meet some of his family. We arrived and I was introduced to everyone, including his older brother, 27M, who turned out to be someone I already knew. We had met about 6-ish months ago from a friend of a friend and hooked up 2 or 3 times before, all in the span of like 2 weeks. This is my first time seeing him since. The barbecue ended up being a fine time, and his brother and I didn't talk at all during it. Now I'm back home and wondering what I should do. I know I have to tell him, but I have no idea how. Should I do it quickly? Or wait a bit and plan? Is there any way to soften the blow? Should I buy him something? Will he even want to be with me after this? I really need some advice on how to break it to him. I really like what we have and I'd hate it if I ended up fucking it up. Any help is appreciated, thanks. Is what it was. It's not like you did it on purpose. Rip the band-aid off soon. Even time elapsed can be a problem for some. Tell him ASAP. You do not want to be in the position where he thinks you hid it from him. You've met the brother. You know now. Some would be okay with it. Some would never want to share a sexual partner with a sibling. It is what it is. Just get it out and over with. I think you just have to say it. Should I do it quickly? Yes. Or wait a bit and plan? No. Is there any way to soften the blow? No. Should I buy him something? No. I have no idea why though this was a thing. Will he even want to be with me after this? For me, it might not be a deal breaker. Just tell him directly. You had a brief fling with a guy long before you met him and you didn't know until the barbecue that the guy was his brother. Don't apologize or feel guilty. You did nothing wrong. He might not be able to accept it, but there's nothing you can do about that. If he asks, answer questions about the nature of the relationship but not the actual sex. Good luck. Chances are this won't last for long after he finds out, which is reasonable. I wouldn't want to be in a relationship with someone who a loved one hooked up with. I'd find it weird. The most important thing is that you tell him soon. Someone suggested a walk and that you explain to him how you worded things here. I agree. It's not your fault. Nobody can predict the future. It's simply bad luck. Hopefully he understands and is not too bothered about it. But do prepare yourself for the negative outcome. The longer you wait, the less likely you are to be accepted for having done so. And imagine if Big Bro spills the beans, that won't end well for you either. So letting him know ASAP is your top priority. X wants me back. So I am 29F and divorced 2 years ago. During my marriage I found out I would never be able to carry a pregnancy and my husband was very upset I would never be able to give him a child. I struggled with depression for a long time and he ended up cheating and getting her pregnant, so we divorced. I have been working with a therapist. I moved a few states away and changed careers to something healthier for me. I have found a couple of hobbies and have been much better mentally. I have also started to gain a little weight and have been going to the gym again, so I look like a healthy human being again as well. I have been playing with fashion. Before this, with my depression, I didn't really do anything to look okay. I was so heartbroken I pretty much just wore t-shirts and leggings and just didn't care. I have gotten into wearing more colorful stuff, dresses, and jewelry. I've taken up salsa dancing as well as some ballroom and I'm having a lot of fun with it. I met a lovely gentleman, 33. Who is my dance partner and we started dating 9.5 months ago. He is so much better for me in every way and our relationship has been so much healthier. I have also been taking painting lessons and I've enjoyed that a lot. I have met some wonderful people along the way and I am happier than I have been in a very long time. However, about a week ago my ex-husband started contacting me telling me he is sorry and would like to speak to me. I found out he showed up at my previous place of employment as well. Though no one there told him anything. My old employer just called to let me know and to tell me she has called her superiors to make sure he doesn't get any information. I have also called all of my previous places of business, bank, medical, etc., to make sure my information stays private. I have asked him to leave me alone and that he made his own bed. I have no intention of letting my newfound happiness go, nor do I trust him. I am thinking about changing my phone number because he has contacted me from multiple numbers with numerous sob stories. However, this is the number my employer, medical provider, and everyone else has, so it would be difficult to have it changed for everyone. I know he doesn't know where I live. Only my parents know where I live and they actively despise him. I have him blocked on my Facebook page and do not have any personal information regarding my location on there. I mostly just post memes and my dog. How do I deal with this? My boyfriend is aware and will do whatever I want to do. I honestly don't think he will bother to try to find me. He isn't violent or anything. I think he's just now realized that he messed up and is spiraling. He will find someone else to bother soon, hopefully. Edit to answer some questions. The mother of his child cheated on him and that is why they are no longer together. He has said now he knows how I felt and he is sorry. She won't let him see the baby. He misses me, etc. I decided to go on and change my phone number. I did find out that my original restraining order from our divorce is out of date and it has been updated and back in place. My lawyer from our divorce has contacted him to let him know and will be helping again. Thank you everyone. I really wasn't expecting this to blow up when I fell asleep. Also, my boyfriend will be staying with me until we know for sure my ex is going to leave me alone. We have also made sure my BF's Facebook privacy settings were so no one but friends could see his posts, since he does post stuff with me every now and then. Have your lawyer send a cease and desist letter to ex, telling him to stop trying to contact you. Dude probably found out the hard way that fatherhood isn't all it's cracked up to be, especially if you are parenting with someone you never cared about. He can eat shit. My man's out here, just now realizing actions have consequences. That's some righteous vindication. The universe, she loves you both. She gave him what he needed, and now you've gotten yours. Sometimes we wish for things, and they come true. I hope you get everything you've ever wanted. He isn't violent or anything, you cannot assume this. The things he's doing, e.g., randomly showing up at your workplace, are extremely concerning and you should take them very seriously. Start planning now for what you'll do if he escalates his behavior, and consider talking to a lawyer. Updating your phone number is a relatively minor thing and it shouldn't be too onerous to change it at work, etc. You could also consider setting up something like a Google Voice number that you can access from your current phone. Keep ignoring and keep that toxicity away from your life. You deserve better and you know it. My ex-husband stalked me for 3 years and texted me 1 month straight in a new number any time I blocked him on one of those goddamn free texting apps. It made my life hell and I couldn't afford to change my number at the time, so I felt like I just had to bear with it. My now husband, fiancé at this point in time of the story, paid for a new phone for me and a new number. I often get this reaallly uneasy nerve in my head that he's texting me, and honestly it's had me afraid he'll get my new number in some magical way. Best advice is to just get a new phone or number and move a couple houses down from where you are. My boyfriend won't stop pressuring me. I, 18F, have been dating my boyfriend, 18M, for 4 months. In this time, we have done lots of intimate things that I didn't really want to do. Basically everything, up to having penetrative sex, given each other head, played my breasts, exchanged nudes, phone sex. I didn't feel comfortable doing any of this, but at the time my thought process was, oh well, what's the worst that can happen? This is our first relationship for both of us, so we jumped in pretty fast. Now though, I think all of this is beginning to take a toll on my mental health and self-esteem. I'm from a very Christian family and am Christian myself. So I plan to save myself for marriage because it's what I want to do. My boyfriend knows this, but still pressures me to do sexual acts with him and for him. And it's gotten to the point where that's all he wants to do every time we're together or on the phone, and doesn't want to go on actual dates with me. Also, there have been times where I have told him that I'm not in the mood when he is. When this happens, he starts acting pouty and whining about it and only stops when I become visibly upset, angry. I'm at the end of my rope, and I need advice on how to handle this. Should I try communicating how I feel? Give an ultimatum? Or break up with him ASAP? Any advice is appreciated. Break up with him. He quite clearly doesn't respect your boundaries or your body. I have been in this exact same situation, and when I was the same age as you too. Literally everything you described in this post happened to me with my first relationship. It ended in me giving in and having sex with him, because he said he would leave if I didn't. I'm also Christian, and this was the most traumatic thing that has ever happened to me, because I felt like my body wasn't even my own and I threw all of my values away. I've always wished I could go back and change it. Please break up with him and try not to give him any more thought. I wish I had someone to tell me how my relationship would end and save me from making this mistake. You're young and will find someone who respects you and your choices. Break up. This is the exact thing that happened to my friend. As soon as he got the things he wants, that's fast he will leave you. So just dump him. You have plenty of time to find your S.O. For now, please get out of this relationship. Please leave this boy. He is not treating you with respect, he is behaving entitled and rapey. Oh well, what's the worst that can happen? You could get pregnant, there will be drama in your family, you'll permanently lower your earning potential. According to studies, women that have babies too early are more likely to live beneath the poverty line. You could be stuck with this guy that doesn't respect you, if he even sticks around. A lot of bad things can happen if you just let him use your body for his pleasure without regards for your boundaries. Dump him. Coercion is not consent. Him being pouty and whining is coercion, and picking at you until you do it is coercion. It's not consent. It's abuse, it's pushing you to do something you don't want to with emotional manipulation and punishing you by being mad at you for not doing it. Get out. Couple counseling made it worst. So we've been married for over 7 years. I was getting so sick of having to carry the mental load in our relationship while I felt my husband is very unappreciative of me. I do everything in the house, and if I leave my husband to do something, often because I'm not physically capable, that would be left for years or months. So off we went to see an therapist, $300 per hour. She tells us if I want things done by a certain time that it's my problem, not his. Before, my husband would apologize if I get upset when things are not done. But after these sessions he is like, you want it done, not me. I'll get to it, so leave it. He is almost more cocky now that the therapist's seeing this as a me problem. Ask a guy friend to help you do those physical tasks. How many sessions have you had? Do you plan on going back? Are there other issues you need addressed in therapy? You went to therapy expecting the therapist to fix him. The therapist just pointed out who he is and tried to show you. I tell my kids all the time, you can't control other people's reactions, only your own. You can't control what your boyfriend does or doesn't do. All you can control is your reaction to it. She's trying to tell you that he ain't gonna change. So what are you going to do about it? Adjust your expectations? Or adjust your choice of partner? I feel like we are missing so many details. Details that likely the therapist knew and was responding to? Like, IDK, who works and who pays bills. If you have kids. If this is the only problem, etc. IDK, what to tell you? You went to therapy and your therapist said you have to adjust some expectations? If that is untenable for you, get a divorce. You could try a new therapist, but someone already pointed out that your husband might not agree or change, or just feel like you are shopping around for someone to agree with you. Maybe she's right. You can't go to a therapist thinking that you're right and you just need to fix your partner. You have to be prepared to be wrong yourself. It sounds like you need to find a therapist who has better understanding of household labor and equality.